Hi, Mimi.
You're live.
Oh, scared myself a bit there.
Ooh.
Cheeky Mimi.
How's it going, everybody?
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hi, Mimi. What are you doing? Look that way. No, don't lick me. Look that way. There she is.
Don't push me. Push a push pop.
Good
You guys
girl.
remember those ads? Hey, Jess.
Hi, Jess.
I have this
Oh, I'm tired.
really cool arrow.
Hi.
It's like,
It's a real arrow.
yeah, it's like an archaeological find. It's okay. I don't understand what the hell she says most of the time, but you probably misheard it from me. Hi, Diana.
Hi, Diana.
Yeah, Zoe claims that she remembered the Dirty Diana Michael Jackson song when I was trying to sing the Paul Anka song.
No, I was just like, wow, how can we not get that one? That's
Yeah.
a classic. That's a classic, Nina. Yeah.
I don't hear well without reading lips most of the time, so it's not really either your faults. I am the exact same way. I'm as deaf as... What am I as deaf as?
We're both not great. I think we told them about the time when we drove down a road.
And we both had two separate conversations.
We both had a
with each other.
completely separate conversation.
Yeah. Most of the time, though, if you're around here ever, most of the things you'll hear is, what? What?
Who?
You did what to the milk? I didn't say anything about the milk. Whose milk? We don't have any milk. And it just goes like that.
That seriously is like, I don't know.
Poor Shaylee. Like,
I know, it's
Shaylee
no
was here
wonder.
for a few days.
It's no wonder she goes nuts.
And she was just like,
she's like, seriously, guys, you can't hear anything.
Zoe was right here. And Zoe was right here.
Yes.
I was outside. And Shaylee was right by the door. And me and Zoe were talking to one another. And Shaylee had to say, that's not what she said. She said da-da-da-da-da. And then I yelled something and I heard Zoe go, what? And then Shaylee's like, he said da-da-da-da-da. And then she's just like, fuck it. And then she just went in her room.
Forget it.
She's like, I'm out. Like, you guys are on your own. And Shaylee cracks up too because there's this root at the very bottom of the dirt road, the soft dirt road before you get to the hard packed dirt road. And it comes up right in the middle and it always like clanks on the bottom of the car when I go over it. And every time Shaylee comes, she's like, huh, see that root still there. And I'm like, yep, we could take care of that today. And she's like, okay. And then we don't. And then we go back. And even though she's been here the whole time and has seen everything that's happened, we drive back. Oh, I see the root's still there. And I'm like, it's there because I want you to take care of it. I don't know how to take care of it. I'm like, you just whack it with the hatchet until it comes out. Or you just pull it until you find out where it starts.
Is it attached? I thought it was just lying across the road.
Oh, no, it's sticking. Like it's attached to something. But that's too much work. So hopefully
it'll still be there when she gets here next time.
Well, hopefully she doesn't say anything. Because I swear, if she says, oh, I see the root, I'm going to stop the car and make her get out. And say, just pull on it until it's gone. In fact, I think she just texted.
Probably missing us. Not.
I
don't know. I've got something to show you guys. I mean, it's not edible. I don't want it to drip on the. Oh, that's
if you drip, that's fine. You don't come back. There you go. Is there a root? It looks dead again. Can you not hold it over the computer,
Wow,
babe?
do you hear him yelling?
Babe, you were about to drop
I'm sorry,
water.
I want to show them. Can you see that?
There's a little root.
It's the most wimpy, pathetic little... Do you think I should do another one there?
It's an avocado.
It's an avocado.
In case you didn't know.
Do you think I should do another one on that side? In the same jar. I've got another one here to do. It looks like it's got a little root on it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks like something's on there.
Yeah.
Will you still love me tomorrow?
It's driving me crazy, everyone.
Ba-da-da-da-da. Na-na-na-na.
Babe,
Na-na-na-na. Yeah, I've been driving Zoe up the wall. Why are you messing with that right now?
Because I think you're supposed to take the coating off.
Zoe's taking the coating off.
Have stopped.
Diana says, I don't know how to root plants.
I know, because, well, you can do it. I know you can do that with the cocktail sticks in the water. But the problem is, if you grow them like that, you don't get avocados for like 10 to 15 years. But I figured you got to start somewhere, right?
Says who?
Says everyone.
10 to 15 years?
Yeah, before you get avocados.
What's a better way of doing it then?
Buy an avocado plant that's already established.
Oh. Yeah, you could do that, I guess. Oh, that went away. That was Shay.
What?
Okay. Did you guys, for those of you who are on the Patreon, did you listen to Shaylee on the podcast? What was that like? Was that weird? Because she did this whole thing where she like started out in the room. She started off
like, oh, this is so lame.
Yeah, and then she like kind of slithers out, and then she sat on the floor over there, and then slowly crept up here, and then crawled back on the couch, and then was like, "Yeah, oh my gosh, blah, blah, blah."
It was nice though.
Yeah,
to be part of it.
That was fun. I wish she was a part of more stuff.
I know.
But in case you guys don't know this, teenagers think their parents are dorks. And I used to be the coolest guy in the world. Not no mo. It's probably because I go up to her and I go, ba-da-bop-bop, ba-da-bop-bop.
Oh, I totally get that.
What was I singing to Fred? And I'm like, I didn't want to wake you up. And I thought I woke you up.
This song, Amadeus. Freddy Deus, Freddy Deus. Freddy Deus.
Freddy Deus. Deus. Freddy Deus. Deus, Freddy Deus. Teenage rule, if the parents initiate something, it's lame. Yeah. I initiate all sorts of stupid crap. In fact, according to Shay, like listening to podcasts on iTunes is like old hat. She didn't say that. I said that. It's like not cool. So she listens to podcasts on Spotify.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's just like, that's where you do it, you know? It's like Spotify has it. So even though I have an iPhone and I have iTunes and I could listen to podcasts on there, I'd rather just listen to it on Spotify and secretly charge my dad's PayPal account $9.99 a month. Unbelievable.
It's not even secretly.
Yeah, because
I open about it.
I get a bleep. Yeah. I keep thinking I turn it off.
What?
Because like I keep
the alert, or you keep turning off
because like
the
I keep getting like mad, like, and when I want to,
he does get mad about
when
it.
I want to punish her, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna turn off that Spotify.
That'll teach her.
Yeah, that'll teach her, and then I don't, but I thought I did because I made such a big deal about it in my head.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, how come she hasn't called bitching that the Spotify's not turned off? I'm like, wow, she must be growing up.
And then you
realize
you haven't done it.
Then I get a notification that I paid it, and I'm like, oh, it's still there.
Oh, babe. Yeah, he had a little epi last night, everybody, because we're having a problem with the electricity, aren't we?
Yes.
I think what the problem is, we have like a bathroom scales. We had like a bathroom scales in the bathroom, which is there all the time.
Wait, we had a bathroom scale in the bathroom?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I know, crazy. But it's been there the whole time we've been here.
Living the dream.
With the wind and the sand blowing in. And I had to wash it the other day because it was like solid crust of sand all over it. So I'm assuming that the solar panel, this is the long-winded way of saying it, but I'm assuming the solar panels are pretty crusted up right now.
Yeah.
And our electricity seems to be running out.
Earlier and earlier.
Earlier and earlier and earlier every day. And it might be to do with the sun being at a different angle or something a little bit more.
Might be that. There's been some overcast days, and it seems like our batteries have to catch up all the time when there is an overcast day in a week.
Yeah. But like today, I've got a ton of laundry that I need to do, and I'm freaking out already that if I use the washing machine through the day, we'll not have any electricity at night time. I mean, we have enough to have lights
if
on. If
you were to do the laundry like before 1 o'clock,
like if I do it now,
like if you did it right now and we're done by like 1:30,
it would be fine.
When the sun's still pretty much over the top, it should be fine.
Mina, I love you, but you've got a really stinky breath.
So gross.
She's not. She loves me. Look at her. My little angel. But anyway, the problem is that we haven't got a ladder. And I need to get up on the top to clean it. It's like the top of the trailer is not supported. There's no ladder.
Reinforced.
Yeah, reinforced.
But you got to be able to get up there because there's tons of crap up there that we're supposed to be doing stuff
I know, but I think you're supposed to just like stand at the edge and fiddle around with it rather than putting your full weight on it. I don't know. But it's not being reinforced. There's no like ladder on the back of the trailer, which means that we could climb up there and do all these things.
Mm-hmm.
So we need a ladder to be able to get up there. And yeah, somebody had a wobbler last night because he couldn't find his notebooks.
Oh, somebody meaning me. Check this out. Here's the deal. Okay, are you ready for this? I couldn't find the notebooks that Zoe put away when she cleaned. So that's my fault. Up top.
No, I'm not high-fiving that. I have to tidy stuff.
They're in the sombrero. Just figured it out.
Do you know, that's a possibility.
They're up there. Or the sombreros
I was up there, Jess. It was like going into Narnia, into another world. It'd be nice if you could do that, if I just crawled through and ended up somewhere else.
Oh, that'd be great, huh? Gosh, leave this dumbass behind.
No, babe, that's not what I mean. But there's a lot of crap up there, isn't it? I mean, and I couldn't find them. And I only tidy stuff because somebody just keeps piling things in that corner. Turn around. Let's just show everybody what it's like at this moment.
Well, it's because I haven't finished doing the book hauls yet. So there's some books.
Now, there's been a pile of stuff in that corner for a long time, but it's not just like books. Books, it wouldn't be so much of a problem. It's like loose papers and just whatever he has, clothes, just things. And it's
not really clothes.
No, there's no clothes because I tidied it.
No, well, there's clothes right here. Couple shirts.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they fall out of this thing when I'm looking for stuff.
That's what
I'm only one man. You need a sombrero TARDIS.
I know. Seriously, it's a nightmare. So I tidy things, but I don't just randomly pick stuff up and go, ooh, now where shall I put these that's going to really piss him off?
I know you don't do it on purpose.
No,
but it's just like we have a confined space that's getting more cluttered every day.
I tidy things away from the area that they are. I just neaten the area.
I know, but you were tidying them onto your TBR cart. and that's your area. So why would they be over there? I
can't remember your red notepad being there. My green one was, but I don't remember your red one being there.
It was underneath the dice catcher with a pen because I was playing my game I created. Because I'm a big nerd.
Tell them about it. What was your game you created? This is a good one, guys.
Well, I would show them, but I don't have the notebook. Because somebody
just said she loved it with Shay being there. That's awesome. Go on.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was nice. It was just nice to. It's just nice to have her as part of
seriously, everything. Like, I kid you not, Saturday was seriously, or was it Friday? It was Friday.
Friday.
It was the nicest day ever. Like, we haven't had a day that nice in.
We just like potted around, went to thrift stores, cool. And there wasn't like a wrong word. Or there was between me and him. Somebody was a little bit snappy with me.
Can you guys help me out on this? Okay, if you're driving a car and then somebody says they're going to like tell you how to get somewhere and they have their map open on their phone and you're waiting. It's funny
that you think this is the only situation that you were snappy.
Okay, what was the other one?
I can't remember, just general snappiness.
Was it the one where you kept pouring milkshake down the front of you?
I did do that. I don't know why. I do know why, actually. We went to Sonic. Never been to Sonic before. But, man, that was a good burger.
It was really good.
Yeah.
I don't remember Sonic being that good. Like, last time I went to Sonic, I was like, I could have made this in a microwave. Like, I was really kind of pissed off.
I don't know whether we just haven't, like, had a good burger for a while.
Babe, I've been making burgers.
That could be.
What a jerk, dude.
Like, they weren't crunchy or black or anything. I love you. But no.
Unbelievable.
I had the bacon double cheeseburger, was it?
Mm-hmm.
But it was like really, it was just like a tasty burger. And I got a chocolate milkshake. But
there's one tasty burger.
He put the bloody lid of his, because you got a Reese's Sonic Blast.
Yeah, it was delicious.
Was it good?
Oh my God. Yeah.
But he put the little plastic, the dome, the clear dome thing that stops the cream falling off, on top of mine without me realizing. So I had like a double dome, if you like, on the top. So because the milkshake's like so bloody thick, I was eating it. I put the straw in. This is the most boring story ever. I put the straw in first, and I was like, when you're like, and you can't get anything through it, but the straw was already in. So then I had to use my spoon. And when I scooped it, it stuck onto the lid that was loose and just flopping around because someone had stuck it on top of the other one and pulled it out, and it was just like dangling. So I had to put it back on.
Whoa. You forgot the biggest part of the story. We're driving. She does this. While I'm driving, what does she do? She screams as if like a car just darted out in front of us. So I panic. There's like a rule. If I'm driving a car, don't scream about ridiculous little things. So she screams, I panic, and it turns out that she screams because she has this big glob of ice cream dripping off a spoon with this weird lid hanging off of it sideways.
So I had nowhere to put it, so I just put it back on. So then every time I was doing anything, it was like dripping down the inside of the two things. And onto my front, I had ice cream all down my pants.
She looked like when you take like a
nana.
3-year-old.
Or your nana to the to a restaurant.
It's not boring. It's typical husband and wife drama. Same at my house. Yeah. Okay, so how did we get to Sonic?
Yeah, it was really good.
She was hoping that there would be some hot little number on the roller skates, but it was just some dude in pants. She got all bummed out.
What hot little number? No, I was hoping for the whole 50s, the girl with the ponytail thing, like going back in time. Wasn't anything to do with being hot. You thought it was a hot little number.
No, you said, I thought there was going to be some, like, cute little cheerleader rolling out here.
Hey, like a 50s diner.
But
Like-
yeah, it was
Like
just some
Olivia
dude.
Newton-John
Like,
before she has the transformation in Greece.
He's
You know what I mean? With the big floaty skirt, like the little pullover and a ponytail. And roller skates.
Sandy.
Don't sing anymore. You're driving me nuts.
So just so you know,
Crazy.
the guy comes up and he's like, double bacon cheeseburger, fries. And it was just like kind of boring. If I was on roller skates, I think I'd be like kind of losing my crap.
You'd be like, Shazam!
Going like, hey everybody, who got this? Hey, put that gun down. I'm not trying to scare you. But yeah, it was really good. I couldn't believe it. The fucking tater tots were super good. Tater
I'm
tots.
not a fan of tater tots.
Babe, because you haven't had their tater tots.
I had about 3 of them.
Oh. Well, excuse the
Before
hell out of me.
Before
she
decided
took
I
my
wanted
fries instead.
instead.
Maybe you were at a Bizarro Sonic. This one that we're
Ooh.
talking about, or the one I was at before? Because the one I was at before.
What's the difference? What's Bizarro Sonic?
Like Bizarro World. Like the opposite. Are you joking right now? There's Bizarro from Superman, who's like the like the mirror image of Superman, but it's like everything's reversed. And he was in Red Hood and the Outlaws on the Rebirth volume, and it was amazing. And then they started talking about it on Seinfeld. Like there was the Bizarro Jerry. Oh my god.
Oh god, he's taking his glasses off.
It's so crazy. The fact that you have seen every episode of Friends like 50 times and you know nothing of Seinfeld.
We watched a few seasons and I liked it, but...
We watched one season.
Did we?
Yeah, and then that dude was like, can I have my DVDs back?
The one with the dude and the good food instead of the microwave quality with the cute skater girl. Oh.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll try it again and see if it's crap. Because if we try it again and it's really good, I don't think we'll ever eat anywhere else.
Wow, that's a big statement.
Well, getting anyone out of the car seems to be a pain in the ass.
It is a hassle. But you can just sit there and someone brings it out. That's so lazy. I was just thinking though, we haven't been for like a meal anywhere other than a fast food restaurant.
Wait, here you go. First Don Knotts now doesn't know Bizarro World. I just can't. Thank you, Diana. And then Jess says it's like the alternate Ross.
Oh, that was awful.
Shut the hell up. Is that a thing?
Yeah. Rachel started dating this guy and he was Ross. But he was like, ugh. And he was all in like, I think he had like a leather jacket on and leather pants or something. And he was like,
is that when Ross went to go get leather pants and he put a bunch
No, that was another thing. But he was like, yeah, like all like serious like that. And he kept like laughing at things Ross would say. And everyone was like, can nobody see this? He is Ross. And she was like, no, he isn't. He's completely different. And everyone was all pissed off because he was like, he was Ross.
Damn, that's a fucking good story. Up top.
Yeah, thanks, Jess, for putting it in terms I understand. I completely get it.
Jess needs to move in.
I know.
She could like decipher
That
our
would be
conversations.
awesome. It really would.
And then Diana could just come and yell at you all the time. Because that's what you would do, right, Diana?
Don't try and get Diana on side. She's on my side.
Come on, Diana, get on my side.
You're welcome. Exactly. I don't know what's happening, but I've got really itchy hands again.
Are you taking the
Yes.
antihistamines?
Yeah. When it was really hot, I started getting these little tiny blisters like tiny, but like little bumps all over the insides of my fingers and on my fingertips and my palms of my hand. And they're super like itchy.
Like you can't really see them.
They're super
like
itchy.
They're more like you could feel them than you can see them. It's not like she was walking around like Elephant Man hands.
No, it's just like a tiny like rash all over the palms of my hands and my fingertips, but it really hurts. Like when you touch things, it's really sensitive. Is it still getting
worse?
No, it's not half as bad as it was before, but it shouldn't be.
But no, is it worse than it was yesterday?
About the same. But there was like proper blisters again.
Do you think you're allergic to the ink from Inktober?
No.
Or the crochet stuff?
No. I never had it in Big Bear.
Where did you had it once before? Where was that? Was that here or was that in Big Bear?
It was down here that I had it really bad.
Okay.
It's just the heat. It's like a heat rash, I think. But I thought it was like the washing liquid stuff. Look, you can see on there.
And here we go. I can't see it.
I know every time he's like.
She's like, look at this. And I'm like, I okay. She's like, you can't see it, can you? And I'm like, no. Why did you say okay? I'm like, because you're getting really mad.
Oh, dear me.
So anyway,
we spend a lot of time together, just me and him. We argue, like we never argue seriously about stuff, or very rarely, don't we? But we like bitch at each other.
Well, last night I thought you were pissed off, and that's why you shoved an earbud in my ear.
No, I didn't. I was trying to be like.
It's like your mom when you're like.
I'm like not very gentle.
Just kidding.
You know what?
Playful bickering at best. What blisses you?
What pisses me off is that every day he opens the doors to outside and doesn't connect them to the thing. So at some point, the doors slam shut.
Well, excuse me.
I just can't understand. Like,
Princess.
Women generally get used to doing like, I know this is a generalization. Whatever.
Yeah, this is.
But women tend to be, in my experience.
Because you've dated so many.
No, I'm not talking about dating them. I'm talking about they get into a routine of going around clearing up shit that everybody else leaves behind.
A, bullshit. B, Nicola.
Yeah, Nicola's a nightmare.
And you spent more time with her than any other woman.
No, but I know, like, I'm talking about my mom, other people's moms.
Farmers' moms.
Farmers' moms. That kind of thing.
Me and a bunch of moms.
And a bunch of moms going around cleaning up shit. But you just do stuff that's, like, sensible. Like, you just think, well, I better do that because otherwise something shit's going to happen. Or that makes sense that I just do that little extra step because if I don't, that's going to be annoying. So you just get into a routine of like sense. And then you get up every single day and open the doors to the outside. Actually, usually it's just one door. The other one's still shut, so it's boiling hot. And then he opens the door, sometimes doors, but just doesn't do the little step of clicking the thing onto the back of it so it doesn't slam in the middle. I'm exhausted.
I'm exhausted just listening to
it. I know. It is exhausting.
I didn't know that this was ever an issue that bothered her this much until she just went into this. This is why you can't hold things in, babe, because then they come out really loud and crazy. It
has been bothering me.
This is the first I've heard of it.
And when Shay's here, oh my God. It's just like, I finally got her to put, like, water in a bowl of cereal or something so that you don't get like nuclear welded bits of stuff onto the side of the cup or the bowl that you have to soak before you wash them. Like that's an example of common sense.
Yeah.
But just having bowls full of milky water on the top of the sink.
That's ridiculous. I don't know why she just doesn't pour it out.
I don't either.
Maybe we should have a sit down.
I don't think you're the person to do it because you do it.
No, I really don't. Here's the thing. Yesterday when she had I don't know what it was like a lid to something and then a bag of something. And you're like, oh yeah, just put the bag in the plastic bottle and the lid in the trash thing. She's like, eh.
She
just like put the whole thing
said,
down.
Oh, I could just put them over here. And she just like moved them over to the bottles where all the other crap was. I was like, oh.
Like, if I wasn't just about to take her back and have to be trapped in a car for an hour with her, I would have lost it.
Really?
Yep. That was my breaking point right there.
Why?
Because it's just like all the little tiny things. Okay, check this out. And eventually I'll get back to the game I made up. But I have no idea how that's going to happen.
Let's not forget about it.
Yeah, let's not forget about it. It's really fun.
Yeah. How do you get to be so cute?
I had to sit through like Shaylee just assuming that I cheat in Uno.
Oh, this is
I don't even know how you cheat in Uno. It's like the cards are certain colors and the cards have numbers on them.
I'll tell you why, because in the old pack that they used to use, there wasn't a line under the 6.
That's not true.
There wasn't a line. This is
such bullcrap.
Look how mad he's getting. There isn't a line under the 6. There's just there's a 6 at the top or something like that with the line under it. And he used to pretend and cheat. Go on.
That's it. Like, she has all these stories of how I cheated at Uno because I used to kick her ass all the time.
And she was like, but I used to be really good at Uno when I was a kid, didn't I? And you were like, no, not really. She was like, what? What? I was really good at it.
Nope.
Go on, go back. Tell them about your awesome game.
Okay, well, I created
I'm sorry if everyone's gone into a coma.
Yeah. Pull up a chair, guys, and maybe a notepad and a pen, because you might want to write this down. Okay, Mina, you're looking at me too much. It's freaking me out. Okay, we're gonna go back to let's see. Let's go back to 2004.
Oh God, we're going that far back.
We're going that far back. I thought it would be fun. I used to go to this website called Toho Kingdom that was like the most in-depth wiki kind of encyclopedia site of all the Godzilla and Gamera creatures and ships and stuff. Wow, Mina. It was just like, it's just an awesome website. And I wrote down all the monsters from it, all the monsters from Gamera, all the monsters, obviously from Godzilla, but all the monsters from Ultraman and just all sorts of stuff. Like anything that was a giant monster or robot that could destroy a city. Okay? I'm like, awesome. So then I wrote them all down and I tried to categorize them in groups that I thought they belonged in. And I did that. And then I started flipping a coin and going, okay, so if Godzilla fought Gamera, go. Huh. Godzilla won. Shocker. And then have just like little tournaments on a piece of paper with me flipping a coin and doing all this stuff. And then I thought the coin was too 50-50. So I got some dice and started doing that, and then realized if I'm just doing over 11 and over and 10 and under, that's still 50-50. So it's really stupid to do that. So I did that. And then this was back in the days of MySpace. Okay. So I started a MySpace page for my Godzilla game and would blog all of the results.
I bet that was off the chain.
And like I tried to write storylines for it and stuff. And this is while I was at work in my 20s. So then I'm like, ooh, Halloween's coming up. Let me do one with monsters. So I had Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman, Mummy, Invisible Man, Freddy, Jason, Pinhead, Chucky, Michael Myers, Leatherface, blah, blah, blah. Did the exact same thing with that. Started a separate MySpace page for that one. Blogged
because
all
the other
the
one
results.
was blowing up too much. You couldn't like. It's just great.
It's categorizing, damn it. Well, then I decided I didn't want to, and this was some foresight, and I wish I would have had the same foresight with everything else I had MySpace pages for, because I had like 70 some MySpace pages. Yeah, I loved MySpace.
You're nuts.
It was mine.
I didn't even know it existed, really.
That's because you were a nerd.
Yeah, I wasn't super cool on MySpace with like loads of Godzilla fights.
Oh, it was called Monster Island Action. That was the Godzilla one.
Wow.
So it was like MIA Season 1. So anyway.
Ooh,
and I had all
that's
sorts
catchy.
of different, like, I had the Showa belt, the High C belt, the Millennium belt, the Tokyo belt, the New York belt.
That is so funny.
Yeah, it was fun. Anyway, and then the monster
funny,
one
not
was
fun.
Yeah,
carry on.
was like Monster Mash Mania or something like that. I don't remember what it was called. Anyway, so
Monster Mash Mania, like Triple M.
Yeah. So you go, or like did like a logo and everything. I'm very good at logos and naming things. So anyway, I wanted to have, I thought MySpace would eventually go the way of the buffalo, and it did. I didn't know to what extent, because now I can't get any of the stuff I had on there. But anyway, so I had characters of my own that I had created in a video game called WrestleMania 2000 on the Nintendo 64. One of the best games of all time.
Which I actually got him a couple of years ago. I got him in the Nintendo 64 and the WrestleMania 2000, wasn't it? And GoldenEye. 007. I was going to say Goldfinger. Hey, did you know Roger Moore's just died?
Yeah?
Just died. Rest in peace, Rog.
Speaking of Roger Moore, he had a sex scene with Grace Jones.
I know. Don't start on about all show you weird. Go on, carry on about your awesome game.
Anyway, so it doesn't even matter anymore. So basically, I would just make up a card of like matches and tournaments and stuff like that, and just roll dice, and then write down what happened, and then do it again and roll dice. And it's not even interesting unless you see the madness on the page. Because when you look at it on the paper...
Which he could show you if I hadn't lost his notepad. That's how to. Bring it back. Carry on.
What were the comments like? Well, considering the only people that followed my MySpace pages were my other accounts, nobody gave a shit.
70 pages of no one giving a shit.
I've almost wanted to do it on Twitter, because I think that would work on Twitter, and I could just do a Twitter post for each match. Build it up. What the?
Right. I laugh at him.
Digital sharecropping's the devil. I said it.
Yeah. I just want to say that I think his brain and the things he comes
inside
up
this
with,
giant head.
yeah, I mean,
with
it's
my
got to
eyes
be
really
big,
far
right?
apart.
It's like he's amazing, but it's just makes me laugh because there's so much like inventiveness gone into it, but it still manages to be really shit.
You just put my glove in. Ow!
Try and say things my way.
Hey, everybody! You guys look weird.
My granddad used to do that all the time.
My God!
I used to breathe pickled onions on him because he hated pickled onions really bad. Pickled onions are a bit. Do you have pickled onions over here?
No, but you know what we do have? Cinnamon.
You have cinnamon in England.
Why
too.
do you
I hate
have
it.
such a physical reaction
I
to
don't know,
cinnamon?
but I hate it. It's disgusting, guys. But pickled onions with these little like.
Deceased. Is that what that says? I don't have my glasses on. I'm looking like a pirate.
Deceased. Yeah.
Hey, when I don't have my glasses on, do I look like Paul Smith?
Oh, I'm deceased from laughing.
Oh. Typing from beyond the grave.
No, what
okay,
is
go
it?
ahead.
My granddad used to have. No. Oh, he's going to do it again.
I'm going to open the damn door that you're making fun of me for.
It's going to be a really quick story.
Okay, tell it.
Why are you moving
Just tell it slowly.
No, we used to have these pickled onions, which you can buy them in pubs and stuff. We used to have pickled eggs.
Yeah, pickled onions, like the little pearl onions.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
They were called silver skins.
Okay.
Little pearly ones.
You put those in a Gibson.
What?
In a Gibson.
A guitar.
Martini.
Oh.
Okay, whatever.
Yes, you do. Yeah, put them in there. But also, you used to have giant, big, like I don't know what kind of onion they'd be over here. He's doing it. He's putting. He's
like russets? Oh no, those are potatoes.
No, they're potatoes. We're screwed. We're so screwed.
Why? Because I just said russet.
Yeah. No, they were like I don't know what kind they'd be. Like shallots, maybe, or something. I don't know. But anyway, they're like these. They're these small onions, and they'd be in a big jar like that. And me and my brother used to just get them and go crunch through it. Oh my God, they were so good. You could have them in salads. They were really good in sandwiches with. Oh, my mouth's watering.
Don't drool while
with
you're
corn,
talking, babe.
like corned beef or something. Oh, they were so good. Anyhow, my granddad used to hate anything vinegary, pickled onions. Yeah. And he used to, I used to breathe on him. We used to go up to him and go, hey, Granddad, and breathe on it. And he used to go, do the full drama and fall over and have his glasses on like that. And he used to, get his hanky out and, wipe his eyes. And it was hilarious. Never got sick of that one. What?
That was a good story, babe.
I don't know why I told that. Why are we saying that? Oh, because your glasses.
Ow! Oh man.
I can't read.
I'm coming, Elizabeth.
What's that? Why is that?
It's not Barbara.
No, why do I know what that is?
Just help her.
To help her. I'm coming
to help her. Sanford and Son.
See, I don't know that.
See,
we had
here.
Steptoe and Son.
Nope, it goes. Nope. It's like.
Wow.
You're welcome.
No, I was just going.
No, apparently Steptoe and Son in England is what we got Sanford and Son from.
Accurate. Oh, really? That's what it sounds like.
Yes. What the hell was that? You don't think it sounds like that?
No, I'm sure it does, but maybe with a bit less spittle.
Okay. And then she's never seen Three's Company, and I think that's like a horrible, horrible sin. But it turns out,
is that the one with
John Ritter?
Yes.
Yeah. And Suzanne Summers and Joyce DeWitt and Don Knotts.
You know what?
No.
I don't even want to watch it. What do you say about that?
Did you see that?
I'm not even interested.
That tin hangy thing. I don't know what you call them. Those like metal signs that people, whatever. It was Don Knotts' Barney Fife, and it's like, all I need is one bullet. Remember I told you he was only allowed to have one bullet?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so in England, there's a show. What was that? What did you just throw your hands up? You know I could see you on the screen, right? You're not like hiding behind me.
Dang it.
There's a show that we took Three's Company from, and it was called what?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You guys had a show about a guy who lived with two girls, and then he had to tell the landlord he was gay so they would let him stay there.
Rising Damp?
No. It's an awful title.
What? He had to tell his friends he was gay?
No, he had to tell the landlord of the building that he was gay so he could live with the two girls. Over here, it was called Three's Company. Over there, it was called...
I have no clue what you're talking about.
You've told me. We've already had this conversation. And I've watched some of the episodes of the damn British show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. With you.
Oh.
Carry
on. I'll find it.
Okay. So anyway. So that is the show that she's talking about. Or that I don't even remember why... Google Foo says Robin's Nest.
Robin's Nest?
I don't know if that was the name of it. Might have been.
Oh, God.
It's so funny because, like, when you say something to her, if it doesn't click.
Man About the House.
Man About the House. But normally, if she finds something that she doesn't know about or whatever, instead of just like answering yes or no, she'll go, Robin's Nest.
I'm not being funny, but I haven't seen Man About the House.
Oh.
I don't think you've had this conversation with me.
Who the hell else would I ever have that conversation with?
I have no idea.
We were in North Hollywood sitting at our respective desks, and I watched an episode or two of that show and hated it, but I thought he had a nice furry vest. And I'm like, ooh, that's a nice coat. I do like a good coat. Can't get away from that. You can take me as far out into the desert as you want, and I'll still know a good coat and a good lamp and a nice table. I do excel in certain areas of my life.
That's really weird. I don't think I've seen Man About the House.
Robin's Nest became Three's a Crowd, which was a sequel to Man About the House.
Look, there's Steptoe and Son.
Yeah, this is what Steptoe and Son look like. It looks like a Charles Dickens story.
That's hilarious. And probably very accurate.
I didn't like Man About the House. I didn't like it either. I thought it was a far cry from the hilarity that is Jack Tripper.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Although, if you heard that episode, yeah, go ahead and give us some thumbs up over there. Some of these guys.
George and Mildred.
What? For those of you who listen to the things that I hate that Norman Fell, playing Mr. Roper, would break the fourth wall and look at the camera and smile. It would make me upset.
Was that one of your pet peeves?
It's not as bad as the guy at the end of the credits on Cheers but it
don't,
is really
don't bring
high
that
up
up,
there.
Guys. Whatever you do. Oh, Jodie's here.
Love George and Mildred. Very funny.
George and Mildred? Is that American?
Ours was identical.
What?
What? George and Mildred. Are you talking about on the Ropers? Is that what his neighbors were called? George and Mildred.
No, George and Mildred is a show.
George and Mildred was a show?
Yes.
George and Mildred?
Oh my god.
No, it's a British comedy. Hi, Jody. I was kidding that Sanford and Son was identical to the Dickens one. Oh, yeah. It looks like a weird, creepy Charles Dickens thing, though.
It does. Can I just say, guys, that this is like you guys get to witness our life, you know, for an hour and a half, 2 hours on a Sunday, and have a good laugh.
So Zoe's
and then go again.
Zoe's like, I want pics.
No, you get to leave. This is like going to carry on for the rest of the day and the rest of our lives.
We're still going to watch the Andy Griffith Show. We're still going to watch Three's Company. And there's nothing that you could freaking do about it.
I can shut my eyes.
You'll be into the fact that you are sitting through Riverdale and Sabrina means that when you see Three's Company, it'll be like a breath of fresh air.
Because I know that you won't watch it. No, I want to watch Carnival Row.
Yeah.
And you said, well, I might want to watch that.
Yeah, I might.
Well, so I can't sit and watch that. So I have to watch things that I know that you're not going to want to watch.
Troy loves Simon and Simon. Now, Simon and Simon, that has the dude who was in Major Dad, who was in Deadwood.
Which one?
The guy who was based off, or Hearst.
Oh.
On Deadwood. He was the guy in Simon and Simon.
Was he?
Yeah.
I used to have a cassette of theme tunes, and one of them was Simon and Simon. That's a theme right there.
Jess says, I think Zoe would like the Andy Griffith Show. You will think Andy Griffith is the sweetest man alive. You'll go, oh. You might even
We've had this conversation. I thought he looked a bit creepy.
You might even
like
think
Mr.
Otis.
Rogers.
No, not like Mr. Rogers. He always wears his uniform. But Otis, the town drunk, you might think is attractive.
It sounds right up my alley.
You might want to take him to Pound Town.
Oh, this
population
You've gone too far. See, when I find people attractive, like Dolph Ziggler, I just want to be his friend and like have him like me and just hold hands.
I had a dream that me, Zoe, and Shaylee started lighting this guy on fire with a cigarette who was my old boss. And then we went into a factory. And
surprisingly, there was no wrestling in this show. Yeah, this one.
No, usually but I turned into. Guess who I turned into? Tell him.
Can't remember.
You mother.
Hang on. Nope, it's gone.
I turned into Snake Pillskin.
Pliskin.
That's what I just said.
You said Pillskin.
Again?
Yes.
For some reason, because his name's Snake, I thought his last name was Peel Skin because snakes shed. Like they shed their skin.
In his head, ever since
Escape from New York, I thought it was Snake Peel Skin.
It's Pliskin.
Pliskin! Well, that's who I was. I was Snake Pills. Damn it. I was Snake. And I'm like, in my dream, going...
In my dream.
But I was sitting there going, oh my God, this is Snake's origin story. I'm Snake. This makes so much sense. And I'm like, oh, this is why Zoe loves me. Like, the whole time, I'm like, looking at it like...
How tragic is that? In his dream, he's like, I've found the reason why Zoe loves me, because really, I'm Kurt Russell.
Which is good, because
sense.
Kurt Russell looks like Dolph Ziggler.
I know, he totally does, guys.
So it's all coming together.
Oh my God. Oh, you should write a short story about it. Nobody wants to hear that.
Diana, I want you to write a short story about me becoming Snake, and that's the origin story. And then you can send it to Zoe. And then
make sure it's like
you guys could post it on some weird erotica fan fiction site.
Yeah.
Boy,
talking about
really killed that party.
I know. Talk about crushes. The other day, it was actually the fun day out on Friday. We stopped off at the post office. Whew, there's a lot of attractive old gents going in and out of there, isn't there? And I went, me and Shay were waiting in the car while he went in.
Well, I was in hell trying to get my mail.
We had a whale of a time. I was like, look at those two cuties coming out together. And Shay was like, oh, you're so embarrassing. Because there were two, like...
And what did I say?
I'll tell. Two elderly gents with big white snowy beards and their shorts on. And your dad. And because I'm used to saying it to Shay. And Matt went, yep. And only 3 teeth between them. I was like, huh? That seems all right with me. Hi, Fred. Hi. Have you been outside chasing stuff? Good boy.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to hang out at the post office a little bit more often.
And hopefully get picked up. Nice.
My little old gent with beards.
Unbelievable. Where was I going with? We were talking about Snake. What were we talking about before Snake?
Were you going to show them your book?
Yeah, but I was going to do something else before that. But Jody and Troy, look. Yeah, that looks good right there. What was that noise? I'm reading this book right now, and it's so freaking good. It's a biography of Dick Tracy, the comic strip, but of Dick Tracy as if Dick Tracy was real. But at the same time, when it hits certain things, it'll go into Chester Gould, who was the creator, and what he was going through doing it. Is yours not this nice, I guess, Troy?
It was like $1, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Plus the shipping, but it was only $1.
And it only took like 2 weeks to get here.
2 weeks.
Oh, but it's so good. I'm loving every second of it. It was published in 1990, like right before the movie came out. But just look at it's got tons of bits from the comics. Oh my gosh, it's so good.
He down.
He died. He died. He died. He died. He died.
He tried to get us everyone to watch Dick Tracy the movie. Is it Dick Tracy?
Yeah.
Oh, I panicked for a minute.
Dick Tracy the Moob.
The movie, and he just went. Boop, just turned it off after about 10 minutes. Shane was just carrying on telling us about something.
Like loudly. You guys just kept getting louder and louder. And I'm like, I put this movie on for us to watch, and nobody gave a shit.
I would like to watch it, but there's no way Shaylee was getting into it. She was just like,
Madonna's in it. I'm trying to get her into Madonna.
Yeah.
Dude, I heard Material Girl yesterday in the car.
It's a classic.
Man, that song sounds so much better today than it ever did.
Really?
It was just loud and awesome. I think I'm just a material girl. This is a material world, and I'm a material girl.
You are. That's what springs to mind when I look at you.
Yep. You know.
Please don't.
Okay.
We have a whole day to get through. I don't like you making eye contact.
It's like the in-betweeners when he's getting a handy from that kid and he's making eye contact with his friends. And they're like, this is really awkward. Oh, yours was a library book?
Yeah, you came up there.
Yeah, I guess I did. I actually found some other books. You know how we did that book haul? And Zoe forgot some of her books at the thrift store. I went back and picked them up. Not all of them, because they put them away, back on the shelf, and then tried to tell me that they didn't and that no bag was there.
I can't remember for the life of me what I did. I seriously think I'm going to see now.
I don't think so. It all happened really fast. It really did.
I can't remember what I did because you were outside in the car.
Because these old ladies kept cussing me out.
Yeah, they were super scary.
It was really bizarre. Like they were dropping C-bombs and sea sucker bombs.
Were they?
Yeah, they were freaking vile. And then it turns out Zoe says one of them was the other one's mom. And the one I saw had to have been like,
look at this.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, you were outside, so I sent Shay out to go and get you because you were the one with the money, because she had a pile of clothes.
Dollar.
And then she put her like clothes down on the floor next to the bookcases. And then I don't know what happened, but we went through to the back because I think you must have gone to the thing, and she was like, "If you like these, you should go and check out the books at the back." So I don't know whether I put the bag down, and I don't know. I have no idea. I thought I'd carried it through with me. I think I had like 2 bags of books, but I have no clue where they went.
Well, I went back, and this really sweet little old lady was like, "Oh, I didn't put any books back.
Oh.
There weren't any bags, but there was like piles of books that you had
back on the shelf.
Back on the shelf, and I'm like, oh, okay, whatever." But they weren't all together.
Little lady. I think we'd have a lot in common, and we'd never get bored because we'd forget that we'd had the conversation in the first place.
Oh my God! Put a bullet in my throat.
Carry on.
That's it. I went back and tried to like puzzle my way into getting your books back, and I think I got like some of them, but I
think you got most of them. There wasn't an awful lot. There was the Mud. You know, the Netflix show, The Mud.
Were you wanting that book? I saw that one there.
Yeah, I picked that up because I thought it sounded quite good.
Oh, I didn't know you wanted it. I vote for a full matte cover of Material Girl. You don't have to vote hard.
Please don't encourage him.
It's already in the works. I might just redo that whole first album. It's good.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, dude, 80s Madonna, man.
I know, it was awesome.
That's some good shite right there.
Wow.
Fucking Borderline. Don't even get me started. Borderline's one of the best songs that ever happened. Am I right?
Yeah. Classic.
Yeah. It's almost as good as Cher Lloyd's Swagger Jagger.
Oh, God. See, that's where you're losing people.
No.
Swagger Jagger.
I like a bit of chav. Am I right?
Yeah, you do. Why are you looking at me? I'm not chavvy. Seriously. That's why you stopped watching Coronation Street.
They killed off my chav, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Man, why do you keep doing that?
She likes it.
She keeps like laying back and just like...
She just like throws
She's like, okay,
back like drama queen.
Start rubbing me now. It's like, you're creepy.
She's not creepy. Oh. She's adorable.
Man, Material Girl.
What else do we have to talk about?
There was something. What was it?
An awesome book. Shut up. I can't
are you like? Are you rhyming? Oh, dude, there is actually some cool crap going on out here. We found this awesome bookshop. I'm gonna do a book haul from books that I got there. It's called Space Cowboy. The guy who owns it is super cool.
I've just realized why it's called Space Cowboy, because he's got a cowboy hat on and he likes science fiction. So he's called his store Space Cowboy.
No flies on you, no dust on you.
Did you put that
Sherlock
together?
Over here.
Did you put that together before?
Well, kinda, yeah. And then there was
never occurred to me.
There was like an alien outside with a cowboy hat and a gun too.
Was there?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Why is my brain not connected things?
Mm.
I was just thinking Space Cowboy, like Jamiroquai.
Whoa, what the fuck are you talking about?
Jamiroquai.
Did they have a song called
Yeah,
Space
it's
Cowboy?
Space Cowboy, so I just thought that.
Oh, maybe that's what it is.
No, it's because he's a cowboy and he likes legs.
Anyway,
oh my god.
Yeah, also it was a song. Yeah.
See, yeah.
Anyway.
I saw Jamiroquai. It was good.
Do you have any other Jamiroquai stories you'd like to tell right now? You sure? Because I can hold off on what I was talking about. Okay. So anyway, so that place was cool. The guy's awesome. He does like a podcast and some other stuff. But what he also does is it right here? Can I look through this without knocking everything onto the floor? Probably not. Okay. Well, anyway, there's a little theater that seats like 40 people or something like that. And they do like screenings of just tons of movies and stuff, but they do a lot of old horror and sci-fi movies. And when they do those, they have people come in and speak at the beginning. And if it's like, sometimes they have people who actually, I guess, were alive when the movie was put together or something like that.
Really?
Well, he was talking about something about.
You're talking about Alien. That's the next one, isn't it?
No, it's It, The Terror from Beyond Space, which is an awesome movie. And
how cool is that, though?
Yeah.
Out here in the middle of nowhere, they have like a little cool movie group.
Why are you getting all?
I don't know. It's just awesome.
Why are you staring at me?
Because there won't be a lot of people. There's only like 35 people. Oh, she's going to go. Little tails wagging.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What time is it, Mina?
What time is it, Mimi?
Okay.
Yes.
Good morning, Fred. Oh.
Good morning,
Why are you
Fred.
guys looking at me now? So yeah, it's a pretty cool
How
little
cool is that?
thing. So that's awesome. We're excited about that.
So we're going to go. We're going to try and go and have a date night. That'll be really nice, won't it?
Yeah.
We'll probably be panicking the whole time that we'll get back and we'll be knocking.
Oh, here we go. Look. Bijou Cinema.
Kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
Can't lose that. I need to look it up.
Silent cinema, classic comedy, musicals, science fiction, foreign films, film noir, classic animation, 1950s 3D movies. That's awesome.
It's gonna be so
I would love to see Creature from the Black Lagoon in 3D.
I know.
Like, oh my god, if they have the actual like cans of a 3D version of Creature, like that's gonna be like
pretty awesome, right?
Yeah.
What's it called?
Oh, I was a part of their group on meetup.com, the Desert Classic Film Society, but I'm like, I'm never gonna drive all the way down there.
Where?
Yeah, when we were in Big Bear, when I was doing all those writing meetup things. Yeah. That's awesome. We gotta put that on the fridge.
Yeah, so that's going to be a load of fun.
Yeah.
We've never done anything like that because usually if you're like in a big city, loads of weirdos.
Well, I think there's more weirdos in a smaller town.
No, I know, but I don't mean that. It's just like, I don't know, like
material.
You just kind of feel a bit weird about going because they could, you know what I mean? It's like a big event.
Girl.
But here, I like the idea of going and just like. I think it'll be really cool.
He's got, I think I said he has a podcast.
That was your head.
What am I looking for now?
I don't know what you're looking for.
But, and then there's another podcast website thing, whatever, called the Desert Oracle that makes like zines and stuff that are half like travelogue, half alien conspiracy.
There's a lot of alien stuff. What's it called? We went past it.
Well, everything. The Integratron.
I think that's what it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Integratron. Look it up. The Integratron. That's like kind of close.
Landers.
But Landers apparently is called Landers because there have been, back in the day, there was supposedly a lot of UFO sightings and landings here. And so everyone in Landers, like at the post office, there's like a wrought iron UFO landing with little aliens in it. But the Integratron is like some weird hippie, like,
let me look it up.
I don't even really know what it is, but that's down the street. But the people in Landers called themselves Landroids. So that's fun. At least it's not called probings. Jess, you're on fire today. You've been having great ideas and awesome quips.
Seriously. That would have been, if it was called probers instead of landers, it was called...
You can't hop on her joke and then act like you came up with it.
As long as I cite the original source.
Which you didn't. I was in a band that was like an electro-punk band called the Sci-Fi Originals. And I was Scrotar the Conqueror from Uranus. And I have come to rule you. Uranus will rule you.
Uranus
and we had a song
will rule you. That's
called
the Integratron.
Pulsating Anal Probe.
Wow.
And it was really like soft, and it was like, my pulsating anal probe. Doo-doo-doo. Oh, that got Mina's attention. Yeah, it was funny because like one of the only like really cool shows we played, Shaylee was there, and Shaylee was like 3, and she was like clapping, going, "Good job, Dad!" And I'm like in this stupid getup with like silver eyeshadow and this big like weird foam cloak.
Oh, and she was like, "Yay, good job, Dad!" That's it. That's all he could hear, wasn't it?
Yeah. So, yeah, that made the look really cool. Like everyone thought I was from Uranus. And then Shaylee started clapping and calling me Dad. And
blew your cover completely.
The what do you call it? The image, the mirage, the mirage. It was gone.
Okay, Van Tassel. Isn't that out of Sleepy Hollow? Van Tassel.
Is it? What's her name? Van Tassel? I know Brom Bones.
George Van Tassel claimed the Integratron was capable of rejuvenation, anti-gravity, and time travel. Yep.
And now, for only $20, you too can ride the Integratron for 5 minutes. I'm just kidding. Is that what it is?
I don't know what you're supposed to do.
You like lay in there and there's like vibrations and sound.
I've got a runny nose with laughing too much.
Yeah, that happens.
Let me have a look. I'm kind of interested.
I want to take you guys. And I think your folks would like it. I want to take your parents because I think your mom would play along.
She
and your dad would be like...
My dad would be rolling his eyes out of the top of his head. And my mum would be like, "Oh, this is interesting." She totally would.
Oh my gosh, that'd be classic.
Modern uses. After Van Tassel died, there was a proposal to turn the Integratron into a disco. But the plan was never realised, sadly. I added sadly. The Integratron's new owners operate it as a tourist attraction and offer sound baths, where groups of people are
bathed,
exposed to harmonic sound frequencies produced by quartz bowls, claimed to have a deep calming effect. According to one of the structure's, what does that say, docents, the Integratron is an acoustically perfect sound chamber.
Well,
yeah, they've lost me.
What about time travel?
The English indie rock band Arctic Monkeys recorded part of their song Secret Door at the Integratron. In 2008. Wow.
The plane's got wings, guys. Everything's okay now.
Wow. The building was used as the set for an abandoned android manufacturing plant in the B-grade.
Oh my God, yeah.
Movie.
Wait, don't even say it. Astro Zombies.
No.
Oh, crap.
Cherry 2000, starring Melanie Griffith and David Andrews.
Yeah?
I'm sorry, it wasn't Astro Zombies.
No, I was trying to like think because I've seen it.
Really?
Like I could see it in my head, and I'm like, okay, it was
Yours sounded better. The Astro Zombies.
It's actually a really shit movie, but Mark of the Astro Zombies.
Hopefully no brown notes.
Jess is on fire.
Seriously. It's a good job you're here.
Pretty soon she's going to leave a comment that says, "Don't forget to tip your waitress." I'll be here all week.
But yeah, I don't know. As we were driving around, we were kind of like, this is like the coolest, like weird place to live.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Dude, there is a freaking crochet museum. Diana's going to jump all over that.
Seriously.
I sadly have no skates. There's a crochet museum.
There's a crochet museum. And in Joshua Tree, is that where we actually in Joshua Tree? Is that where this...
That's right where Joshua Tree starts. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But yeah, they all kind of blend into one another, don't they? Mm-hmm. But it's like, there's just these really cool, weird little, like, shops and boutiques.
There's
and
a freaking
cool stuff.
Hey, Bill.
Hi, Bill.
There's a museum of salons. Like, what? Remember the first thing we saw when we got out of the car? It was like a hair salon place, like a beauty parlor, and it's a beauty parlor museum.
Yeah.
And they had all these like old-timey like things where you like would see on I Love Lucy or something, where you sit in and they close the doors on you and then put the thing over your head. Just stuff like that. It's just
really cool, weird stuff. And there's a giant cowboy.
Yeah, and we didn't even drive that far down the road to see it.
He's got an obsession with like giant things on the side of the road.
Giant sized man thing. That was a comic book.
Do you know what I mean? Like Americana. That this isn't something that ever happens in Britain.
And like Wigwam Village. You gotta go there.
We have the Angel of the North, but they're like kind of artistic structures that people have done, like art installations.
Lame. Give me giant dinosaurs. I used to crochet. I would go to the museum. Sounds like a hoot.
Yeah, see? How cool is that? I love crochet. I'm such a nerd. But I do.
As you're leaning on your crocheted blanket.
I know, look. I love it. But there's all sorts of like, I don't know, just really cool, weird stuff. And when you're driving around, there's just like, it's just like one of those, I don't know. Like
Joshua Tree honestly looks like everything that was in Vegas in the 60s that got thrown out, got picked up by people who lived in Joshua Tree, and then they brought it to Joshua Tree and then made like a museum out of it. If that makes any sense.
But it's like a really cool, it's like for cool hippie artists. There's all sorts of weird stuff if you're walking around, isn't there? There's like all kinds of things that weird people who aren't like...
Graham Parsons, yo.
Yeah.
You too.
Yeah.
There's a giant rocking chair a few miles south of here.
What?
Yeah, that's in, I have a book somewhere, of giant roadside attractions.
Are you for real?
Where the hell is that book?
I don't know.
I haven't seen that book in years. But yeah.
He loves all that kind of stuff.
Oh my gosh, dude.
We were talking about this.
I would seriously drive like 200 miles out of my way to see a giant fucking rocking chair.
Yeah, I know you would.
Dude, in a heartbeat. In a freaking heartbeat.
Yeah, we were talking about this on the podcast that like the amount of times that we've had to stop at the giant world's tallest thermometer and have our photos taken.
Babe,
you can see me.
You're
and
going to
Shay
have to keep
and one of
going
the
there
dogs.
until you get the damn name right.
The world's tallest thermometer.
The world's giant thermometer.
In Bakersfield.
Baker, damn it. It's
I
in
know.
Baker. Fuck.
Loses it. My dad, we were last time
I
here.
totally thought her dad would go, ooh, the world's tallest
My
thermometer.
dad-
I got to see that.
My dad has, you know, those like electronic little weather stations, like touchscreen kind of weather stations that you have a probe outside the window and then you put it in the room so that you're like, he can look and go, oh, humidity is
The
86.
barometric pressure has dropped. No wonder my pipe isn't smoking as good as it should.
And I'm like, just look out the window, Dad. Just look out the freaking window. You can see if it's windy or you can't tell the humidity content. And we actually need one now. That's what's the word. We have to swallow our pride because we could really do with that.
I want one so I know how fast the wind's blowing, to know if I could leave the hood of my car open so rats don't eat my goddamn engine.
Yeah, seriously. But my dad, he was like, hey, Rog, fuck this, Zoe. Let's see. Hey, Rog, did you know in Baker they have the world's tallest thermometer? And he was like, oh, really? Oh, I bet that's really interesting. Gave him a load of shit for it. And he was like,
and now it's like the joke. Like if I'm like, oh, hey, let's go to, oh, is it another thermometer, Matt?
Is it going to be as interesting as the world's tallest thermometer?
Well, when we were coming back from Palm Springs that one time, I made a stop at the dinosaurs.
Which was awesome.
Yeah.
Now I can get behind giant dinosaurs. Or
oh, well, the one thing you don't want to have is a giant dinosaur getting behind you. Am I right? Am I right, people?
But even the ones that are like made of, you know, the metal like sculpture ones that aren't huge but are just like dinosaurs. Yeah. I want our whole place to be filled with giant dinosaur sculptures.
I don't, because if this happens to be an Indian burial ground and there's lightning one night, all of those giant dinosaurs will come to life and try to eat us. Well, true dat.
Well, let's not worry about that too much.
Okay, so Diana says, check out the public art in Denver. You can check it out online. We have very cool public art.
Oh,
in Minnesota,
we need to go.
They have a giant spoon with a cherry on it.
Now that would be cool.
It's not.
Oh.
It is, but it's not. It's not a thermometer.
Do you know what? I would be more impressed, right, if the thermometer was like, you know, like a old school wood plaque with a mercury old school thermometer on it.
Do you know how much mercury, like how many people would die if there was that much mercury in that thermometer?
I know, but what I'm saying is, if it was like an old school thermometer but huge, that would be awesome. But the fact it's just a stupid thing with loads of lights on it and digital.
How dare you?
I'm just like, that's not impressive.
How could it not be impressive? It's the tallest thing in the desert. And it tells you how hot it is. And it's that tall because it got to 132.
So they had to keep building it.
That's how high it is, 132, because that was the
What
high.
happens if it gets 133 one
then
day?
Someone's going to have to add another notch to it.
I don't know if that's how it works.
Well, I know how this works. Okay, real quick. They make a cheap battery-powered device that keeps mice out of your vehicle. High-frequency sounds runs them off. Now, Bill, does that bug the dogs as well? Because the car is kind of close, and I don't want the dogs freaking out about that.
I keep a couple of them in my 48 Packer that is never... Seriously, we found...
Bill, why do you have a 48 Packard, and why have you not made that run? How come you have not turned that into like some awesome tank?
Because that's the one that he said he's got, and he hasn't got round to doing it.
Well,
like
that's why I'm saying,
yeah, it needs
why
to
haven't
be.
you started that? or use G-Bear's concoctions.
We've tried hot sauce, but now they've got hot sauce packets in there that they're eating, so that's not going to be a deterrent anymore.
No. I could put like traps in the car. I guess I'll just do that. I just freak out whenever I have to put a trap near where the dogs could go, because our dogs are like, if I were to put a mouse trap down, they'd go, "Ooh, what's that?
Yeah,
let me go put my face in it." Mina would too. Like,
yeah,
it's just
No, but Mina's not really interested in the whole car thing.
She jumps in the car every time I open the door.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought you were going to put them on the engine.
I can't put it on the engine with the engine closed or the hood closed, because then they won't. I was going to put them on the floorboards.
Oh, I see.
I see, said the blind man in the dark room. Put the trap up on the engine compartment. Do you think I could put a trap on the engine with the hood shut and it would still, like, get them?
Yeah, you've just got to find a kind of flat area that you could shut.
No, I know, but with the hood down, I don't know if there's enough clearance for the trap.
Oh, I see what you mean. I don't know. Yeah, but there's a lot of rat issues. I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to have to, like... I thought we'd have a lot less because there's no plants and things around really at the minute.
Well, that's why that guy was saying, since there was so much rain, all the plants flowered and fruited and all that stuff. No, I know,
but I mean, we haven't got any of our plants to attract them.
But they were already here. Yeah, it's not like we brought them.
No, but we attracted them to the area.
No, they were already here. I think they were already here.
We found quite a few burrows. Not donkeys.
That was a good one, babe.
I wasn't trying to be funny. Okay. I thought you were going to say
one day you'll have an expensive repair when the damage gets done and it won't start. We already had it.
We already had it.
Yeah.
That's why we open the thing all the time.
They'd shoot up the transmission, like the wires into the transmission and stuff.
Yeah. So that's why. And the other night I was sitting outside at it was super quiet and still. It was weird. And all I could hear was...
Yeah, and the one night that I heard that, I went and opened the hood, and there were freaking dog biscuits on the engine. They were in the engine
we should put a dog
eating dog treats. Why?
Just so they've got something to munch on in there instead of the wires.
I was kind of thinking about that, but I don't want to
we don't
let them know it's okay.
We don't want to encourage them.
Yeah. I think we need to pull all the creosote out in the surrounding area, because that's where they live.
We need to do that anyway because we need to get it like a clear space.
Yeah, we've been looking at this website called there's always some little nooks and crannies to place a trap or two under the hood. Okay. Yeah. I'll try it. But what was I saying? Oh, we found this website called fastgrowtrees.com or something like that.
Oh, grow fast trees?
I don't know. It's some website about trees that are growing fast. And so we found some trees we want to get. And I think we're going to do that. Get some of those miracle trees.
What are they called again? Have you forgotten again?
I forgot again. But it starts with an M. But there was a ton of stuff on there, and there was just some cool stuff that I've never seen before. Was it a rainbow birch? Is that what it was called? Yeah. It was just the most amazing thing I've ever seen, and I'm like,
I don't know if we should go for
I don't want to go crazy because some of those trees are really expensive.
No,
and I don't want to be one of those people that spend tons of money on stuff that gets destroyed and eaten by stuff.
I think we need to go for shade trees first and then get some fruit trees or something. I don't know, maybe fruit trees.
I was talking to John actually yesterday. Avoid trees that aren't desert loving. Yeah. And I was saying that I think this week I'm going to get the barbed wire and the cement and the concrete, and then we can make the tampers.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
And do that, and then after the 25th,
hopefully we'll be able to
go ahead and go get the bags. It's just a pain in the ass. I have to go all the way up and over the mountain and then down into Orange County. But we're running out of time. And if you guys saw the Instagram video she did with
of the tent, it's trash, man.
The tent is like completely gone.
It's practically pointless being there. It's basically just I don't know. It's not. It's like still, it hasn't even got a roof over it because it never did. Like it had the original roof over the whole tent so that you had like ventilation and stuff, but that ripped and blew. Not ripped, but it blew off, didn't it? The minute we had the first wind. So we just took that off because it rains so little, touch wood, that we thought it would be better to have like a protection from the wind and the sand that wasn't going to blow away.
Yeah.
But now it has been pummeled and pummeled and pummeled so much, hasn't it, by the wind and the sand, that it's just like, it's so delicate. You can just like touch it and it just goes and just rips, doesn't it, into like tiny pieces. So it's barely holding together. But we need the frame bit because we can actually put the old bit of tent material that was over the top and use that as a shading area for when we're building and doing stuff, and we can move it around, which it'll blow, you know, if there's a super big wind, but we can just take it off.
Stakes on it and everything.
Yeah, so that it like a kind of gazebo.
Yeah, desert climate absolutely ruins anything plastic.
Yeah.
It's so funny, Bill, and everybody else, let me tell you, that tent was my original plan for us to live in when we came out here. I got that tent. I'm like, it sleeps 9. It has 3 separate rooms. We could totally live in this, and that'll just get us going really good. I got PVC pipes that get sunburned and turn a purplish gray color. Bill, those PVC pipes, do they get destroyed or do they just change color?
We need to bury them. We haven't buried them yet because it's a huge big job and we just keep forgetting to do it.
Well, I wasn't doing it because it would get so hot. I would go out there because I did half of it. And then it was so hot. I'm like, I can't do this. It was just like boiling because it was in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
And so I kept going, okay, when it cools down, I'll go out and finish that. And I just haven't done it yet.
So we're not so worried about the burying it deep enough because we haven't left enough pipe. There's not enough pipe for us to bury it really deep because then it'll pull it way back from the roadside.
Well, not only will it pull it back from the roadside, but there's not like the pipe's attached up top on the tank.
I know.
So we can't actually bury it.
And we were told that you have to bury it to stop it getting damaged by the UV. But we're more worried about that. I'd rather that it was protected from the UV under the sand because we'll just empty it. We'll just get him to empty it every time he gives us water through the winter.
It right now.
Yeah, I know. And that way we're not going to worry about them splitting the pipes with frost. But we need to get it covered. Just colour issue. They're still working for my rain catchment. Underground pipes will be fine, not in the sun.
Yeah.
That's what, I don't know. We were told.
Because like when we put the roof on the shed, we're going to have like a first flush and everything hooked up to go into the tank. Yeah. And those we're not going to be able to bury.
No, but at least we can cover those because they're more likely to have stuff in them, aren't they?
Yeah.
Because we'll have to just keep emptying them to make sure they don't get attacked with the frost. Because we were going to put, the pool. Here. Yeah, I know. That needs burying as well. Yeah. The insulation, like pool noodle things.
Mm-hmm.
If you get those and cut them and put like proper insulation, like foam insulation around them, I don't know how. I mean, we can tape them on, just duct tape insulation on to make sure that they stay. Yeah. They probably stay cooler as well.
Yeah.
In the summertime with that one, we need to do that.
Summertime when the weather is hot.
Yeah, so we've got quite a few things we need to, but the shed is the main thing. You see them all. Hi, you okay? Where's Mina?
Let's see what he says here.
Hi, Mimi.
I've heard the gray electrical conduit is sunproof. Oh.
Oh, really?
You simply paint the PVC with white latex paint. It bonds reasonably well. Huh. I'll look into that.
Oh, that's a good idea as well.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be a big deal to just bury it a couple of inches.
Well, the big deal comes if there's a big heavy wind.
It blows it all
It'll
off.
blow it all off unless we pack it and wet it and pack it and wet it to where it's like hard.
Mm. Yeah, that's the trouble. The wind just blows everything. But it's cool. I mean, we're not worried about hard work and stuff, are we? That's the thing. It's just like we want to get like
Dude, if we had everything when we first got here, like
we might have died.
We might have died, but like I was so like pow pow pow, like
yeah, like
I was like ready to like just melt to do it. I was just, oh man.
It's like for me, I keep thinking like Matt gets up earlier than I do in the morning because you wake up super early, don't you? A lot some days, and he likes the peace and quiet and sits and does like reads or makes notes for stuff, or you write sometimes and stuff when it's quiet. You've always done that in Big Bear and everything as well. But the problem is that means that you get super tired at like 9 o'clock.
Not necessarily. It depends on what I do that day.
Yeah.
Like if I'm not out,
but I'm not being
I'm
weird about it. I'm not being shitty about it. But like if he's been out and he's been driving Shay around, taking you home, or going to like, it's like a big drive either way, and you get super tired. So like by 8, 9 o'clock, he's like, and I'm like, oh, here we go. And I don't mean to be a dick about it, but it's like,
I don't mean to be a dick about it. I
just
play one in real life. What?
See it?
What?
I just play one in real life.
Yeah, it was like a play on that. Like I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV.
Wow. What he does is at the minute his comfy, his bed.
His comfy bed.
It's like sleeping bags on the floor, right down here in front of the table. So this area where I sit to watch stuff at night time. There's nowhere else.
That's such a good idea, Bill.
What?
Bill said to go to Home Depot or Lowe's and get like mix match, like light colored paints that they fucked up the paint color on, and you can buy them super cheap because they're fucked up. If we don't mind having like a hot pink or fuchsia pipe in the dirt.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah. So go ahead and tell them about.
No, it's got to be as light as possible.
Yeah.
To stop it.
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
that's
talk
really cool,
talk about my comfy bed.
No, but he's like from 9 o'clock at night. I don't get as tired. Sometimes I'm still drawing. Sometimes I'm like wanting to watch Riverdale, etc. But he's like this lump right in front of me, and I have to climb over him to get in and out to sit down. And like every time I have a cup of tea or something, I've got to go and like.
Dude, she almost stepped on my balls last night. I don't mean to like say it like weird or anything.
Because I don't know where to put my feet.
Well, that is not where you put it.
Obviously.
So, if you see my legs spread and I'm under a blanket, you know where my legs are. And you should have some idea about the anatomy of my body. So don't put your foot so close to the crawdad. You know what I'm saying? She almost just put all her weight down on my nuts. And I'm not one of those weird, freaky dudes that likes that kind of stuff.
I didn't realize I was that close to them.
I had to go to like pull them in a little bit.
Oh my God. Well, this just proves my point. So I can't wait to have like a separate bedroom dome, living room dome, so I can go and sit and watch stuff to my heart's content and not be having to like stand on you.
Yeah, I don't want you stepping on my nuts.
No,
so
I know. I don't want to step on your nuts.
Good, then we're in agreement.
So it's just like the sooner we can get going to actually get these buildings in place. Oh, we found out as well, it's not 200 square feet, it's 120.
It's 120 square feet without a permit, but that structure, I don't think, is still something that you're allowed to sleep in.
No, technically,
I don't know how they work it. I mean, we have a trailer, so we're fine, but like,
technically, you're not supposed to.
There's so many weird laws that go in between tiny houses and normal dwellings and then outbuildings.
I remember we watched a video though where there was a guy.
It changes all the time.
No, not for around here. Can you remember that guy who was like, he built, it was all like getting around the California codes? Can you remember? And he had like a huge, beautiful deck outside.
Oh, in the backyard?
Yeah. He had a beautiful deck with all this like, it was just like outside, awesome, like sitting area where they'd sit and watch movies and stuff and all that kind of thing, wasn't it? But he had like a shed that was a guest bedroom. And he was like, technically, we're not supposed to have the guest bedroom. Like it's supposed to be a shed and it's below the amount of the size that you require for a permit, but you're not supposed to sleep in it. But because it's not something permanent that we're sleeping in every night.
I think that was the thing. Like, it was like, you can sleep in it if you want, but you can't live in it.
Yeah.
Is the idea.
We'll have to try and find that and see. But it was just like interesting, you know, there was like technically if they came and they decided to like look at it, he would have been in trouble not in trouble, but they would have been like, you can't technically do that. But there was ways that he got around it, and he had all sorts of cool outside, like the kitchen area and stuff, where he had like the garden area and he had running water and stuff where you could wash your hands and like barbecue and all that kind of stuff. Trouble is, I would like an outdoor kitchen here, but I'm freaking out about it because everything gets trashed with the sand, and I don't want to have to clean. But
if we did little walls or that hedge thing I was talking about with the
we thought desert, about bamboo,
the drought tolerant plants. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna bamboo the crap out of the desert.
So excited about getting. We've seen a couple of buildings. There's a couple of farms nearby, isn't there, that have bamboo, like bamboo fences, which grow like crazy as long as they've got the water, and they have them as like what you call it, like shade for animals and all that kind of stuff. But you want bamboo to be able to build all sorts of stuff, don't you?
Yeah, I want to build a ton of stuff out of bamboo. I want bamboo swords, bamboo cups, bamboo beds,
bamboo salt and pepper shakers,
bamboo shower walls.
That would be awesome.
Oh, what if we just made an outdoor shower with bamboo, like growing live bamboo? That
would be awesome, wouldn't it?
And then it would be watered.
Yeah.
I want to make love to that idea right now.
We also, I don't know if we talked about this because we did, didn't we? But we were talking about it one night and we were like, hang on a minute. If we built a wall, not high, just like a low wall out of the earth bags and painted it white, yeah, and then got a crappy old car.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
To make a drive-in movie theater.
To have a little movie theater so we could go and sit and watch movies at night. As long as it's like away from the road, so it's not distracting or anything. It's like facing the other way.
Yeah.
And we could sit in there with a roof on, with the windows up and stuff.
No way, convertible, yo.
Well, we could have that, but that would get trashed, wouldn't it? So maybe we could have
two cars. One that's a convertible and one with the roof.
Yeah, for different weather.
Yeah.
Seriously, how cool would that be? And you could have the whatever we were projecting it with in the headlight or the engine block, so that it. Oh.
But it would come out of the headlights.
Huh? How cool's that? There's actually somewhere over. Where did we think it was? The Salton Sea or somewhere?
Salton Sea.
Wherever. They have, I can't remember what it's called though. And they have like a weird little. It's like junk cars. You know, just they're all rusting and but they're all facing a big screen, and they have like movie nights every week.
We gotta go to Carhenge. You gotta see Carhenge.
Where's Carhenge?
I don't know. It was in trivia the other night, where all the cars are like half buried in the dirt.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, that's another roadsidey kind of thing.
Really, I love that.
Well, what do you think it is? What do you think it's like? Only seen from the air?
No, I thought it was the aeroplane graveyard. Like
no,
that.
But that's another thing.
I know. I'd love
There's
to go
all
and
sorts
see
of things we have to go see.
But yeah, I would love that, to be able to go and sit and hang out and watch movies.
Let's see. Bill says, I always buy oil-based paints at $10 a gallon at Ace Hardware, but they don't always have any. Oil base is great for all the wood in the desert. As long as you have the trailer nearby, just tell the inspector you live in the trailer. That's what I was thinking. The less you tell any inspector, the better. Don't ask any questions. They always respond with the wrong answer.
Yeah.
The Cadillacs in Amarillo, Texas. See, Bill already knows stuff.
Of course he does. He knows all sorts of stuff. Seriously, how cool would that be? To just like have some cool, like, little drive-in, old school drive-in, and we could watch, because we've got so many like old movies. And back at home, I literally have like, I've run out. I think they've got like 800 or something awesome deep like horror DVDs and classic old movies and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, what are we doing for Halloween? Did we ever decide?
No, we haven't worked it out, have we?
Maybe we'll just have movies on the live stream. And us at the bottom, like a little Mystery Science Theater thing.
What, just chatting?
Yeah. And we'll have like, because I could do like a small box on the bottom with us in it, and then play like Nosferatu or Cabinet of Dr. Caligari on the big part of the screen.
That would be cool.
What do you guys want to do?
I was looking for like little games and things. I know,
we're going to play Goth.
We're going to play Goth so that you can all join in.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But we haven't even started on Matt's costume yet, so it might be just him. Or
I love it.
Desert sombrero.
I think I'm going to go back to all the times you said, "Oh, I'll get your costume. Oh, it's okay. I can make that in 2 seconds." And just put them all together. And then you're like, and then have you go, "Oh, I guess you're just going to have to be Matt or Man in Sombrero."
Desert Man in sombrero.
Angry Prisoner number 2.
I've got it. Zombie. No problem. You just put some.
Nope.
What? Why?
I would rather not have makeup on all day.
Oh my god.
If I'm not going to be pretty.
No? You don't want to be not pretty?
Nope.
Could be tricky then. Not sure what we can do.
Maybe
you should be the woman in black.
If you want to make me Divine from Pink Flamingos,
we'll totally do that.
I'm in all day long. And I'll talk like Divine all day. Somebody sent me a turd! Oh, Bill, don't ever apologize, man. Like 1954 through 1964, caddies buried nose down in a neat row. Some eccentric artist dude dead now. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Don't eat it. Don't eat the turd.
There's also we're gonna have to think about it and just get you. Divine would be good.
I'm not gonna fucking do that.
Why?
It's probably gonna be warm. That's why I wanted to go loincloth shirtless.